Welcome back to Africa 54. I'm Esther Githu-Ewart in Washington. Somalia recently installed security cameras on major roads in the capital, Mogadishu, in an effort to deter ongoing attacks by the terrorist group Al-Shabaab. Residents and business owners have welcomed the stepped-up security. But as Mohammed Sheikh Noor reports from Mogadishu, some analysts doubt the cameras will be enough to stop the attacks.
Somali authorities began installing security cameras on major roads in Mogadishu. The closed-circuit television cameras mounted at key intersections are meant to deter frequent attacks by the Al-Shabaab terrorist group.
These surveillance cameras will reduce the terrorist attacks. They will deter them from carrying out attacks because the cameras are tracking them. Therefore, our people are quite happy about the move and deem it a step taken forward.
Mogadishu residents and business owners have welcomed the cameras in the city's business center, which the Islamist militants often target.
These cameras deter anyone from committing a crime. Even ordinary thieves avoid cameras like these because they're afraid to be caught on camera.
But political analyst Hassan Barisi says the cameras will only deter terrorists who fear getting caught.
But the others who have been seriously brainwashed or heavily indoctrinated ones will not be avoiding anything, because in the end of the day, they think that they will go to heaven.
Barisi warns the cameras themselves will need security, as Al-Shabaab is likely to target them for destruction. The terrorist group in May ordered Mogadishu businesses with cameras to remove them, or else they would attack. Somali authorities vow to closely monitor the new security cameras.
A special team is manning this system which the government established, but I do not want to go into details as it is a sensitive matter.
The cameras will also be less useful at night when Al-Shabaab terrorists often attack. To further deter the Islamist militants, Somali authorities say they are also training and deploying more police and intelligence officers in the capital. Mohammed Sheikh Noor for VOA News, Mogadishu.
There's need for Africans to take their place in telling their stories themselves. This is so there's no distortion. That's the view of the designer of the Haute Couture collection, Imani Ayisi. He's worried by how things are done on Africa without Africans' involvement. Cameroonian designer was talking while showcasing African fabrics in a catwalk collection in Paris during the Paris Haute Couture Fashion Week.
This yellow dress with flower ornament is made of dyed obon bark fabric, a material from Cameroon. It's one of the many designs of Haute Couture collection up for show at his debut appearance at the Paris Haute Couture Week. This coat, made of dyed raffia fabric, is also from Cameroon. It's the first time a designer from sub-Saharan Africa will be joining the Paris Fashion Week, and it's a source of pride for the Cameroonian designer Imani Ayisi.
I have been fighting for more than 28 years. I dedicated all my life to my work, and the time has come for something to happen to me, for the French Federation of Haute Couture to give me a place, open the door to me.
Materials for the designs are sourced from different parts of the continent, including Burkina Faso, Ghana, and others.
The homage to raffia, the homage to African music, the homage to Paris, all this is filled with great pride and a great love for what he could cultivate. He relayed this to us, and there was such an incredible emotion.
But there's a history to Ayisi's creativity which dates back to his childhood days when he made dresses for his mother, a one-time winner of the Miss Cameroon beauty pageant in the 1960s.
I started designing very early. I would do little drawings on the floor, and then I would steal the dresses of my mom, which I would cut up. I was punished for this, and then much later, when she saw that I had something, she ended up turning over these clothes to me to give them a second life.
Ayesi considers his efforts as vital in changing negative narratives about the African continent.
For a very long time, people have done a lot of work, a lot of good things, and with a lot of inspiration. Everyone is inspired by Africa. Everyone talks about Africa. Everyone loves Africa, but also sometimes everyone spits at Africa. And sometimes when they want to do something on Africa, sometimes it's done without Africans. Sometimes I think it's a shame.
What he has shown with fabrics that are deeply rooted in African textile heritage, which is so rich and so deep, with materials like raffia. We saw wonderful raffia skirts and coats. So with this textile heritage and his own creativity, his own view, he has breathed new life into it, which is very much welcomed.
The 51-year-old designer is happy with his decision to source many of the fabrics directly from workshops in West Africa. That way, he provides jobs for local artisans.
In Kenya, the Opuntia cactus, also known as the prickly pear, is spreading, destroying thousands of acres of grassland and making animals that eat it sick. Kenyans have come up with a variety of methods to try to eradicate the problem plant, including breeding a microorganism that feeds on the cactus and also turning it into food for humans. Mohammed Yusuf reports from Ilpolei, Kenya.
In central Kenya, locals say people are being driven away from their homes by a cactus.
Many people have moved out because their goats and cattle are dying. The people of Ilpoloi and Munashoi are fleeing to other places. Many have left.
The Opuntia cactus has spread like a weed, killing off thousands of acres of grassland. Rancher Margaret Mamai says it has destroyed her livelihood.
If goats eat the cactus and its fruit, their eyes and mouth are affected. The most affected one is sheep. If it eats the cactus, there is no treatment. It dies. Now there is no place for them to graze.
Mamai is fighting back by breeding microorganisms that feed on the cactus. But Kenyan authorities say they will need to use laboratories to produce the quantities required to wipe out the problem plant.
That's what we are lacking, to produce those microorganisms so that they can be spread all over for them to reduce the punte. But it's a very slow method.
But it is not just microorganisms that can feed on the cactus. At this community center, the cactus fruit are crushed to make juice and wine. The seeds are dried and the oil is extracted for making cosmetics.
The health of human beings is good. The only problem is for the animals, the spines. It's stuck in the animals. But for the juice and the fruit, you can also eat the fruits, good for human use.
But getting enough consumers to see the cactus as a food source is a challenge. Meanwhile, for ranchers like Mamai, the Opuntia is simply a weed to be destroyed. Mohammed Yusuf for VOA News, Ilpoloi, Kenya.
And that's our show for today. You can also visit us online at voaafrica.com. I'm Esther Gidhu in Washington. Chamberlain Uso has the last word from Lagos.
Thank you, Esther. We look forward to bringing you another show next week. ChannelsTV.com is your source for news and other programming. I'm Chamberlain Uso. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.